had a fire on top of one of our cranes. Thank God that the injuries to 4 individuals were minor. The FDNY will go through the extent of those injuries. We're joined here by the full complement of our city agencies that are going to coordinate to ensure that we, number one, fully extinguish the fire. Number two, make sure that everyone in the surrounding buildings are safe and make a determination of what extent of evacuation. And number three, start the process of dismantling the crane that's on top. We're going to make sure that it's done in a very orderly fashion. As you see from the debris on the street, this could have been much worse.
At 7:25 this morning, we got a report of a fire in the engine compartment of the crane. And we're talking about the engine compartment above the roof line, about 45 stories up. As our fire units responded to the scene, we had a collapse. The top part of the crane, the boom, and a 16-ton load crashed to the ground. At that point, we had injuries to civilians and firefighters, but they were minor. We have 4 injuries to civilians and 2 to our firefighters. Minor injuries, one of our firefighters are having chest pains and being transported to the hospital. What we should know about this is that we work together to evacuate the buildings. Our firefighters were in the surrounding buildings, evacuated the buildings, and also stretched hose lines to the top floors. At this moment, from our drone pictures, we're able to see that most of the fire has been extinguished, but presently we have a 5th alarm assignment, over 200 firefighters and EMS personnel at the scene.
We're really fortunate this morning, but this is not a mayor who relies on luck, so it's my job and our agency's job to find out exactly what happened here. This is quick moving, don't have a lot of answers or all the answers. We will get them to you in time. We have a building under construction. It's intended to be a 54-story mixed-use building. The general contractor is Monadnock Construction. All permits for the building, for the crane operation, were pulled, operating per those permits. There was a prior unrelated incident early at the site with this contractor. When they do an excavation, they hit a Con Ed vault, but there are no other instances or incidents at this site.
So I was sleeping. It was around 7:30 a.m. when the shaking of the building woke me up, and right after the shaking, the big sound came into the building. So I was thinking that it was some kind of earthquake, because I have experienced what is the earthquake feels like it. And split of a second, I was like, wait a minute, is it New York City does not have any, or area does not have any kind of earthquake? So then I started lifting the shade of the window, and in front of me is the crane that is the building under construction, and I see the huge flames coming out on the top of the crane. And then I look down on the street, and I see the part that lifts the heavy lifting for the construction crashed into the street.